Okay, so for supplies, there are going to be three basic methods that I'm going to show you, and them are going to be melee welfare, melee pricier, like barrels or bandos, and I'm going to show you a range setup guide. There are going to be many different ways that you can do each one, but I'm just going to show you basic methods. Okay, for welfare, melee welfare, what you're going to want is this setup. The red cape can easily be replaced with either a skill cape or a fire cape, or if you don't have either one of them, I suggest that you replace it with maybe any other cape you want, because no other capes give really decent stats. Okay, the reasoning for the red cape is that it will save you a lot of money on prayer potions. Prayer potions are quite expensive now, and it's always nice to save some money on them. You want all of this other melee gear because they are quite high level, 179 I believe, and you're going to want to kill them as fast as you can. I'm using whip right now because I know some people boost their levels, and I'm not assuming that everyone has a rapier or chaotic longsword or whatever chaotic it just so happened to be that you got. But just gonna say for instance that you don't have one and that you have a whip. The whip is okay, but the stab bonus on the chaotic rapier is really good, and the hit bonus from the chaotic longsword would help out a lot. Okay, so that is my welfare guide, and when you're doing this, you can either use an anti-dragon shield and anti-fire potions because you don't want to get hit by their fire in either way, or you could replace your anti-dragon shield with super anti-fire and just use dragon dagger. The dragon dagger will give you a lot more bonus and will make it so that you hit more often, and again I suggest that you use Karasi sword because it's good for spec, especially on dragons, and it hits quite high, and the special attack doesn't take too long to recharge. Okay, for the high level or more pricey melee gear setup, I'm going to assume that you have a rapier by that time, and that you will have your herb lore up, which I can't say for everyone, but we're just assuming here. And this is what I suggest. This is the inventory setup as well that I'm suggesting, because the super anti-fire, that's all you'll need for that. The prayer renewal, save on prayer. I know prayer renewals are quite expensive, but they save your prayer potions a lot. I'm still using the red cape in this gear setup because again, the prayer potions are still quite expensive, and your hit rate doesn't go down that much at all, if any. And when you're using this, use a dragon dagger if you have a chaotic rapier or chaotic longsword, it doesn't matter either way. But while you're using that, your stab bonus goes up really high, and dragons are really weak to stab. So this will help out a lot against dragons. And the 10 food is not completely necessary, but I always bring it because I tend to get hit often, and soul split flashing is really not the easiest thing for me. What I use for prayers are the berserker, the pray from magic, or deflect mage, or deflect magic, and I use turmoil to speed up the kills. That is only 3 prayer potions per run, which is going to be in total this much for cost in total. That's only 18k in prayer potions plus another 15, so a little less than 30k in potions. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. But when you're doing this, it's very simple to get the kills. The bones are 17.8k each. I'm gonna put in a clip at the end of me killing frost dragons myself, and I will show you how fast they are to kill and how easy they are for money. Okay, now for range, I'm going to try and speed through this one because I don't use range personally because I don't find it as effective. What I would do though is either do this setup. This is a very cheap setup. It is for people who don't have as much money. I suggest broad bolts, by the way, because they're very cheap and they hit decently high. There's no need for any better bolts. But the range bonus on this gear is fairly good. But if you're looking for a little bit more pricey, but you're not in the void range, I would suggest the Careless top and bottom. Them are easily bought, and your amulet could be switched with the Fury, and that is also, if you're using the anti-dragon shield, you want to use the anti-fire potions, not the super anti-fire. But this is the range gear that I would actually use, is this setup here. Void Deflector works very well. There. Void Deflector is really nice because you can exchange one of your other pieces of Void and still get the full bonus. What this does is allows me to switch out my top for a better ranging top for the better range bonus, and I still get the 15 or 20% hit rating from the Void. This option would be really nice, and it would also allow you to switch your top in for Armadyl or Pernix or whatever type of top you want. What I would do for supplies in this is use the same as the melee, and if you don't have the super anti-fires, just switch out your deflector for the shield and put on your void top again. You don't need elite void. That's something that I should mention. But otherwise, yes, this is the option that I would use for range. And again, no need for anything better than broad bolts. It's just going to waste your money. What I would like to show you now is how I get to frost dragons before I show you how I kill them. What I do is teleport to my house. My house is located in Rimington. Rimington is really close to the shortcut for frost dragons. Frost dragons require 85 dungeoneering, and I suggest high combat stats. I don't suggest doing this for pures unless you're going to range them and cannon them, which is going to probably cost you quite a bit. Rapier alone costs quite a bit, and I usually do bring a tortoise down here with me, but this time I decided not to because I just want to make a short little clip of how I do this. What you do is, I usually recharge my summoning points by the time I get done with the trip and everything. They're pretty low, and once I get up here, I usually rest, whether my run is down or not, but I rest up here. I'm just gonna keep going now though, but you run through here. This is very simple pathway, and again, the house location is Rimington. It costs 5k to move your house, and it's just the most efficient way I find. And you run east then, and it looks like this world's gonna be pretty full. It's another thing with these monsters is that the world tends to be hard to find to kill them, because a lot of people like to do them because they are, again, really good money. But if you're on during a time that not a lot of other people are, I suggest getting on here right away and doing some frost dragon runs. Okay, I'm gonna hop to a different world because I know this one's gonna be full, and then I will show you me killing them. Okay, now that I'm in the frost dragon lair, I'm going to show you how these are best killed. Once you get down here, you want to sip up on your potions that you're going to be using, get your supersets in, and all of this, and then put on your prayers, and you run in, and one of them will usually attack you, and then you just simply click on them, attack them, kill them, loot the bones, get your free loot. in 2 kills, your potions are already paid for, fully. And I'm just gonna stop attacking this one for a little bit, let him hit me a little, and he's gonna form an orb around him. And this orb is a big part when you're down here. These are not very AFKable, which is one thing that kind of throws me off about them, because I did a lot of armored zombies and basically didn't even look at my keyboard. Come on. Okay, see? There, he gained that orb. Once I hit him, it hit me a 312. That's the big thing about these. If you're AFKing and that orb forms, you're most likely gonna die. And once you're low health, flash soul split, and boom, you just go back to full. The only things that I loot are the charms, because I still need 96 summoning. If you have 96 summoning, my friend made about 8 mil an hour here. No, that's a lie, but he made a lot more than I do, and that's just showing how fast you can make money here. See, soul split flashing doesn't take much effort. Just when you're about to hit, you can time it out, and the kills are just so fast. Once I'm done and have my inventory filled with bones, I will come back and show you guys how much I've made. It is right now 6:38 p.m. my time, and I will show you what I'm at once it's done. This dragon got glitched. Didn't know this ever happened. Maybe his bones will... Okay, so now, back at my house, I wasted a lot of the potions. I could have at least used 2 more sips. Oh good gosh, graphical glitch there. And I probably wasted 20k worth of potions. I dropped them. I'd say, well, we'll just call it 2 for now. Okay, 2 trips in an hour, that's about 1.4 mil in an hour. That's quite a lot of money, and if you're faster than me, or if you have a yak, you can obviously get a lot more, because with yak you can just send your bones straight to the bank. That's all for now. That's all I really have for you. To keep yourself entertained doing this, I suggest just listening to music, or talking to friends on Skype, or just doing random prank calls, which is what I like to do, because prank calls I find are just hilarious. But yeah, other than that, that's my guide for you, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it helps you.
Doing your mom, 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 doing your mom. You know we straight doing your mom.